Alright, IM2 student. Today we will be working on our geometry review worksheet number 1. Okay, so let's start with our class notes. The first definition is on the vertical angles. Opposite angles made by two intersecting lines, vertical angles are congruent. So we say that these number 1 and number 3 are vertical angles, so then they are congruent. Right? And then for angle 2 and angle 4, they are vertical angles, so they are also congruent. Okay, congruent means that they have the same measurement. Example 1, find the value of x and y. So we know that angle y and angle 98 are congruent, so we see that angle y is congruent to angle 98, which means that the measurement of angle y is equal to 98 degrees. And similarly for angle x and angle 82, so we say that angle x is congruent to angle 82, and the measurement of angle x is equal to 82 degrees. Okay, one thing that I need you guys to be careful is that we use this notation to mean that they are congruent, and we use this notation to mean that they are equal to. So then we use the m to indicate the measurement of the angle, and when we write for the measurement of angle, make sure that you also include the degree notation. Right? Okay. The next definition is on complementary angles. Oh, my mistake. Yes, complementary angles. Two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Okay, so I want you to associate complementary to 90 degrees. Right, so here is an example of two adjacent angles, angle A and angle B. Then they form a right angle. That means that they are complementary. So the measurement of angle A plus the measurement of angle B is equal to 90 degrees. The other one is called supplementary angles. Two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. Okay, so similarly, I want you to associate supplementary to 180 degrees. Okay, so here we have two adjacent angles, angle C and angle D. So then they are supplementary. That means that angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so the other term I want you to be aware is called linear pair. So linear has a root word of a line, so that means that the two angles form a straight line. So two angles are said to be linear if they are adjacent angles. Okay, adjacent means that the two angles are next to each other and they share a common ray. Right? So two linear pair of angle sum is 180 degrees. Okay, so then we want you guys to understand is that supplementary angle is 180 degrees, and when we set linear pair, the sum is also 180 degrees. Right. So example 2, find the value of A and B. So here we have a drawing that this forms a right angle, so we know that the measurement of angle A plus the measurement of the angle 34 degrees is equal to 90 degrees is because they are complementary. Right? So then to solve for A, that means that the measurement of angle A equal to 90 degrees minus 43. Right? Okay, so let me double check that on my calculator. So then the measurement of angle A is equal to 47 degrees. Okay, make sure that when you write answer, you include the degree sign, right? And this one we have angle B and angle 31 is a linear pair, and since they're linear pair, they are supplementary. So that means that the measurement of angle B plus the degree of the angle is 31 degree is equal to 180 degree. Right, to solve with the measured angle B equal to 180 degree minus 31 degree. Okay, so let me double check my work. So this gives us 149 degrees, right? Okay, another definition is called angle bisector. The interior bisector of an angle is a line or segment that divides the angle into two equal parts. So then this segment here is called your angle bisector. Right? Okay, and I also want you guys to notice that in the drawing, see how they have the same marking? So in geometry, where we see the same marking, that means that the two angles or the two parts are congruent to each other. So, right, so we say that angle A is congruent to angle B, and the measurement of angle A is equal to the measurement of angle B. Okay? It's because this segment or this ray here is called an angle bisector. Right, example 3, find the value of x. So when we look at our diagram, we see that these two have the same marking. So then this is our angle bisector. So we know that angle x is congruent to the angle with 58 degrees. That means that the measurement of angle x is equal to 58 degrees. Okay, another definition is called the midpoint formula. So here is the midpoint formula. So then this is our midpoint. So this is point A, so we call the coordinates for point A x1, y1, and this is point B, we call it coordinate for point B x2, y2, to find out where the midpoint between A and B is. We're using this formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Example 4, find the midpoint of A and B. So for our A, we had a coordinate of -5 and 4, so let's assign this out as our x1, 4 is y1, and B is our x2 and y2. So the formula said that we take x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so all we have to do now is substitute our variable in for our value for our variable. So we have a -5 plus 5 divided by 2 and 4 plus 1 divided by 2. So then now we have 0 divided by 2 and 5 divided by 2. So then our answer will be 0, comma, 2.5, or you may leave it as a fraction, 0.5 over 2. Okay, so that's the end of our notes for worksheet 1. So your homework assignment for today is on worksheet number 1.